what's up Discord and what's up YouTube. If I decide to upload this on YouTube, I probably will, since usually I like to upload these market outlooks to YouTube once in a while, right? This is something exclusive that is only exclusive to the Discord, but once in a while I like to post this on YouTube. Maybe some people will see it. Maybe they can, get some valuable information out of this just to see what I'm looking at for the week and what type of trades I'm looking to get into, right? We are in the second week of February now. Let's see. I think last week we had, or it was the week before we had NFP, but I'm not sure, right? So yeah, this is from the 13th through the 18th. All right, so I mean, last week was kind of slow. I'll be honest with you. The price action last week was super slow until Friday. We had some big movements on Friday, so that kind of set us up for this week and what I'm kind of looking at. We're just gonna jump right into it. All right, so we're looking at DXY right now. Okay, like I said before, if many of you don't know, right, for those on the YouTube, DXY is very important to look at when you're trading USD pairs, because DXY will kind of tell you the strength of the dollar, right? So like I said before, if the DXY is going up, most likely than not, you'll see your USD go down and all the other pairs. Now, I will say your USD is the most correlated to the DXY, so you kind of see an inverse relationship. DXY goes up, your USD goes down. DXY goes down, your USD goes up, right? So recently we had this huge rally towards the upside that broke this high, right? So as soon as I seen that, I kind of expected your USD to go down, okay, which we did. We did go down. We had a big move to the downside, but since last week, we've seen a rally in your USD, which is kind of interesting, right? When we get into USD, I'll talk about that some more. But right now, the DXY is still bullish since we haven't broken this low. Once we break this low, that'll tell me this whole thing is a distro, and I will expect us to come back up and to go down, right? That's what I would expect because we are in a supply area, and I don't believe we've broken this area yet. I'm not sure if we have or not. Oh no, we have not invalidated this area. So this area is still valid. This redistribution right here is still valid. And the next area I was looking for us to target if we went past this was up here. So depending on what happens, if we do get something like this, right? Let's say we get something like this and we break this low, right? This will now become a distribution for me. And I'll be looking for sales here or sales somewhere up here on DXY for us to continue down, which means your USD will continue higher. That's the bearish bias of DXY that I am anticipating, right? But on the other hand, we could see we just continue towards the upside, which means your USD will continue down, right? So when you're looking at these markets and when you're doing market outlooks personally for yourself, right? You could look to see how I do it, or you could go and try to do it your own way, or whatever the case may be. But when you're looking at the markets and you're trying to see what you want to do, and you're trying to see how the markets move, make a whole bunch of scenarios, of what could happen, what could not happen, just so you could have all those plans laid out. And when something happens according to those plans, you're not surprised by it. You're already prepared by it. So I know exactly how I'm going to play this if your USD goes down or if we go up, right? It doesn't matter which way it goes. I know how I'm going to play it. So that's what you want to do. You want to be in that situation where you could play both sides of the market no matter where it goes, okay? So based off of that, we don't need to do anything else on DXY. All right, we can move straight into this. So your USD. So what I was talking about, what kind of threw me off on your USD was the fact that we broke this high, right? Once we broke this high, that showed me some intent towards the upside because we have the market move this whole leg down and then we matched it back to the upside, which means buyers are extremely interested in this as well, okay? Sellers and buyers are extremely interested in this. So another thing that's giving me a kind of hint that your USD might continue towards the upside is this price action right here. We can see that this is like a distribution, but we can see the form of this and it was kind of slow. The momentum was kind of slow. So what I'm expecting is if we cannot sell from this candle right here, we'll most likely continue towards the upside, making this a whole reaccumulation, right? But I am prepared for that because I'm going to play this in two ways. Let's zoom into this and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking at. What I'm expecting right now, I'm looking for a buy since this reaccumulation was the cause of us breaking this high. This becomes a demand area. This becomes a point of interest. It's a decisional point of interest for me, and this is the most recent demand that I'm going to look for buys from, because this was caused to break this high. So I know there was some type of buyers behind this. We can also see the candles, right? We can see the candles and we can see the impulsive move. There is some type of buyers that was here, okay? And this was the last place that was caused to break this high. So this is where I'm going to look for some type of reaction. So what I'm going to do, we can see this forming as a distribution, okay, but we still haven't tested the distribution yet as well. So I'm going to play this in two ways. I'm going to be looking for buys here. You can see I have an alert set right here. I'm going to be looking for buys in this area in general. I don't have any specific candle right now. If I did, I would have marked out a specific candle. I really don't. That's why I just have it as a box here. So I'm just going to look for a lower time frame entry during the right time, maybe New York session, London session. It has to be either London or New York. So I'm going to be looking for that, 3-drive move towards the downside. I'm going to be looking for that bullish intent. And essentially, it's an accumulation. We're going to be looking for accumulation to occur here. We're going to be looking for that entry inside of this area. Okay, as long as I see this accumulation here inside this area, I will take it. Okay, how I will play this is, since we're not 100% sure whether this distribution is going to last or not, because DXY could still continue towards the upside, which means we will continue down on your USD. So what we're going to do is we're going to hedge this. We're going to look for a buy here. Okay. I would not recommend looking for a limit order here, because since we're in the middle of no man's land, this is the most terrible place to look for a limit order. It's the most terrible place to set a limit order. Now, I know sometimes you'll have the case where, okay, you set a limit order here and essentially the limit order played out, right? The only risk of not setting a limit order here is missing this trade, right? And that's a risk I'll take, because I am not going to set a limit order in the middle of no man's land. All right, we're in the middle. We're not setting a limit order in the middle, because the market could continue down, come down here and react somewhere over here, or we could react off anywhere. Okay. So I'm going to look for that lower time frame entry. I'm going to look for that session or whatever the session is for that entry. Next, how are we going to play this? After that, I'm going to be looking for potential sales here and potential sales here. Okay, we're going to hold this buy and look for potential sales here or potential sales out of this kind of UTAD right here if the market goes up here. The main reason why we're doing that is just in case if your USD, which means DXY, wants to continue and your USD goes down, we will have a sell opportunity as well. So we're looking for sales in these areas, but where we're at right now, I'm going to be more confident in the buy just because this area broke this high. So right now, I'm looking for buys right here in this area. We're going to look for buys. We're going to wait. Maybe tomorrow, New York session, we'll get something. We'll see what happens, right? But we're going to look for this buy right here. After that, we're going to play this buy smart, and we're going to look for sales in these areas. Now, if the market continues up, we have a good position right here, and this whole thing will become a higher time frame reaccumulation, and we're going to target here. Okay, this is the last area of supply that the market will target if we continue to the higher. If we continue higher, if we don't, then we're going to look for these sales inside these areas and sell the market down. All right, so that's the play for EU as of right now. All right, don't be too, don't be too antsy. Don't jump into these things. Wait for the market to show you. But I'm pretty confident we're going to see some type of reaction from here. I'm just not sure if this reaction will, catapult us to the upside, or whether we will sell from this redistribution area and then this kind of UTAD that's kind of formed here. All right, so just look for that. Be patient with EU. That's all I would say for EU right now. GU's kind of making the range right now. Until we break this low right here, I'm not looking for any sell opportunities right here. I'm looking for us to break this low, and then I would take a sell out of here. Now, in this case, we can set a limit order. Okay, so mind you, if we have something where something like this happens, we could either see one or two things on GU. We could either have one more drive and then we'll go down, or the market will go down, or we could just continue up, right? But I'm looking for that down movement. I'm looking for GU to go down most likely, because if I zoom out, I mean, GU has just been bearish, right? We have bearish legs going down. The market is just walking itself down like that. So I'm looking for us to continue this bearish movement towards the downside. Now, whether or not we continue that is, we'll see what the institutions and the banks want to do. But in order for me to sell this right now, since we are still kind of in this bullish kind of move here that drove us towards the upside, we are in a supply zone. So that is why I'm looking for sales. That's the main reason I'm looking for sales. But I can't set a limit order or set an entry on this yet until I see that we have some bearish intent. So essentially, we're going to have to break this low, or at least start taking out these lows, right? Show us some type of bearishness. So once I see us take out some lows and we start taking out this main low right here is what I'm looking for, to be honest. Once we do that, I would look for a sell out of this, or whatever was the sponsor candle or the move. I would look for a sell out of there, and you can just set a limit order there, okay? And then we'll sell the market down all the way to this liquidity down here. That's a simple setup I'm looking at for GU right now. I'm looking for sales. I'm not really interested in buys since the market is showing me bearish right now. Until we invalidate this area or make a new high, or whatever the case may be, I'm looking for sales. Let's move on to AU. AU, same thing, right? Let me zoom out real quick. At first, initially, we had some bullish price action, which was like last year. And then we had this big move to the downside that invalidated the structure. Now we have some bearish structure going on in terms of legs, right? And then you can also see we had this bearish order flow that was going on, all right? So essentially, we hit a supply zone and we had this huge manipulation candle that happened. This was, let's see, this was Friday, right? No, this was Thursday. Yeah, that was Thursday. So huge manipulation candle. Okay, Friday was when I was looking for this. Okay, I remember. So we have this huge manipulation candle. What I'm looking for, I am looking for us to get into the 50% of the zone. I'm looking for us to go up a little bit more, and I'll look for a lower time frame entry. Main reason being because I cannot take a sell out of here without it being like a 20-something pip stop loss, and I don't want to take a high stop loss like that. That's just not worth it. A stop loss with like that is just not worth it. The risk or reward is just not worth it. So I'd rather just wait for the market to trade up here and give me that lower time frame where I could take a, you know, a rather smaller stop loss with a better risk to reward. And once we get this, I will target a new low. So I'm looking for sales on AU as well. Now, if you do find a potential limit order in here, or whatever case may be, set a, you know, maybe half risk on this. Set a half risk. If you're gonna take a limit order from here, you find the candle or the case is, set half risk. I'm not, you know, this is not 100% confirmed yet. We are in a supply zone, right? But it's not a clean, super clean setup yet. So just be careful on it. I know GJ, I'm looking for buys on GJ. Pretty simple. I'm targeting these highs. Oh, not that. These highs are already rated. Pretty simple though. I'm targeting this high right here. I want us to make a new high. Main reason being because, I mean, bullish. Shade super bullish. So I see no reason for the market not to make a new high here. And essentially, I am playing out of this manipulation right here. The market kind of came inside this area. I'm looking for us to give us some moves during maybe London or New York. Maybe we see a manipulation of Asian or whatever the case may be. Maybe let's say the market opens and it does something like this, and we see London comes in, manipulates the lows, and then I'm taking an entry right here. I'm taking a limit order right there, and we will buy this towards the upside, and we're targeting a new high. Okay, regardless of whatever happened here, doesn't matter. That's how I would play GJ. I want to see some type of manipulation happen here during some type of either London session or New York session. I want to see a manipulation happen here. We'll look for a buy out of this area. This is the last area. This is a reaccumulation area. This area caused us to take out this high, and this high was pretty important because this started some bearish flow towards the downside, and we just rallied from there. This is the last area that I see any type of buy from. All of this here has been mitigated. Everything here has been mitigated, so I see no point for the market to go lower. So this is where I'm kind of looking for that buy opportunity. I chose the 50% because the open, I mean, if I chose the open of this, we'll be having a huge area to look for. And when you're looking at lower time frame entries and looking at lower time frame confirmations, you want to be as precise as you can. I couldn't find this exact candle inside of here. If you want to take a limit order from here, main reason you don't see me taking limit orders most of the time is because the stop loss is too big. That's the main reason. Stop loss is too big. All right, now if you want to, you can take I mean, this is GJ, right? If you want to, you can take a 45 pip stop loss if that's okay with you. All right, even if you've went, let's say, even if you want to take the 80% of this to the extreme over here, you still have, I think, like a 30 pip, 20, 16. Okay, that's not bad for most people, but I'm not doing that. Yeah, it has to be at least 10 or under. 10 or under is where 10 is where I draw the line. Like, I don't go over 10. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I'd rather be patient and wait and look for that better entry. If not, then I mean, it is what it is at that point. It is what it is at that point, guys. So that's GJ. That's GJ. We're looking for an entry here, looking for a buy opportunity here. We're gonna take a higher and target this high. All right. And if it wants to go higher, we just let it go higher. Moving on to Euro JPB. Now, on Euro JPB, this right here, you can set a limit order. Okay. But as I said before, the limit order is not the problem. It's the stop loss. Okay. Let's see. I think this is a way better opportunity than all the other ones were, to be honest. Now, you're looking at a 20 pip stop loss if you want to take the 50% of this. 80%. Looking at an 8 pip. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. Mind you, when you're taking, you know, the entry from here, or, you know, 50% or 80%, the risk of that is the market might not give you that entry. All right. So the market is walking itself down, and yes, I am looking for an entry inside of here. This is important. This is one of the most important trades that I'm waiting for right now, because this could set up a good opportunity to hedge. All right. As I zoom out, you can see, let me zoom out some more. Your JPB is looking kind of interesting right now, right? So technically, higher time frame, we are bullish. So intraday, from this low to this high, we are bullish, and this is where this kind of candle comes from. Let me show you guys. I think it's the weekly candle. Yeah, this is like 50% of this weekly candle, I believe. Yeah, so this is where this comes from. Yep, there it is. All right, this is where this kind of zone comes from. It's from this weekly OB right here, a weekly order block. So this is where that comes from. So essentially, higher time frame, we are bullish, and that's why I was looking for any type of buys here. But at the same time, when we look at this current structure right here, you can see we have this bearishness coming inside of this right here. So essentially, this is the high that's holding us bearish on lower time frame structure. Right now, we did switch bullish on order flow, right? We have this bullish order flow, and you can see this is as an accumulation that's going on right now. So that's why I'm looking for a buy here. I'm looking to see if we can get a sign of strength. We can get an accumulation down here, lower time frame, London session, or New York session. We can see some type of manipulation down here with some type of bullish intent. I will be buying this, and I'm targeting here. Okay, I'm targeting here. Depending on what we do here is gonna make my next move. I'm gonna look for a sell here. If we get it, we'll take the sell down. Okay, but if we don't, then we have a huge opportunity. This will be a huge opportunity for a swing. Okay, for a swing. But understand, we're not 100% committed on this buy. Okay, we're not 100% committed on this buy. I want to take this buy only to ride us up to this area over here, because this is a distribution. This zone right here is a distribution, and this is what's holding us bearish on lower time frame. Okay, if we invalidate this high, then I will consider us some type of bullish, and I will see us going higher. But if we can't take out this high, then I guarantee you, if the market does this and we go up here and we can't invalidate this, I guarantee you we're just gonna continue down. And that's not a problem at all, because then we will complete this higher time frame distribution. And I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm sorry, but I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think an institution would make this type of schematic. I was watching it, another creator, and we kind of trade a lot. Not trade a lot. We kind of trade alike with the distributions. I think I hit my mic. We kind of trade similar with the with the Wyckoff and the smart money, or whatever the case may be. And I was watching him, and he was like, I don't think some type of institution, because you guys understand that institutions are what creates these kind of schematics, whatever, especially on higher time frame. Like, this is a higher time frame schematic, so I don't think an institution would create a schematic on this higher time frame caliber just to get it invalidated, right? I don't think they'd let that happen. So we could see this continue down. Like, most likely we could, but I'm not going to just look away from this buy opportunity that's right here. Simply, I just can't just turn my eye away from that. So we will be cautious with this, and we will look for a lower time frame entry in here. We'll look for that possible accumulation down here. Right, it doesn't have to be accumulation, right, guys. I have many other types of lower time frame entries I look for. Can't kind of explain it right now, but simply it could be something like this, right? Let's say you just have some, lower time frame, boom, whatever. Whenever you see that manipulation, that bullish intent, that's where you want to look to get in. Take the entry, let the market go. All right, and usually it looks like accumulation. That's why I just say accumulation. So that's your JPB. Your JPB is like one of the ones that I'm pretty sure is going to be one of the biggest markets that I'm going to be looking at for this week, because we're approaching down here very fast. So that's key. CAD-CHF is in this range right now. We reacted off of this sponsor candle here. We create an accumulation, so I'm gonna see if we can hold this accumulation. We have a 15-minute candle. I have a 15-minute candle right here that I'm looking for us to mitigate, and simply I'll just be looking for a buy here. The only reason I don't want to take a limit order from here is because we're in the middle. We're in the middle, and we're consistently selling and distributing, as you can see. So it looks like, bearish, and these bearish institutions on this pair might take over. But I want to see if I can get this counter trend here and buy the market towards the upside if it gives that opportunity. Now, mind you, as I am saying, I don't want to take limit orders here. If you are comfortable with taking limit orders on these areas, for you personally, now I would suggest, not risking a lot of money, especially on CAD-CHF, since we're in the middle. And that's the main reason I don't want to risk anything on this, because we're just in the middle. We have a distribution. So the more I zoom out, the more it's telling me not to take a limit order on this because distribution. Even this accumulation we have right here failed. Redistribution comes down. Distribution. We have a reaccumulation. That's where it reacted off of, and we have this spike. So as you can see, this accumulation area here was not strong enough. Well, this reaccumulation area, if I may correct myself, was not strong enough to take out these highs. It just simply wasn't, and we reacted off of it, and now we're coming back down. We have an accumulation here, right? But what did this accumulation do? Did we take out any highs? No. We did not. This accumulation did not do anything, right? So that's why I'm being cautious on it. All right, now mind you, if this accumulation right here would have, let's say, took out this high or this high, of course I would have just set a limit order here and I wouldn't have cared. But I like to be more careful with these trades. I like to be more careful with these things because I had this problem where I'd set limit orders on every single, not every single, but a lot of the sponsor candles and the sponsor candles and the order blocks that I seen, and I noticed every time I'd get, after I set a limit order, usually I'd go to sleep for London, wake up early New York, and I'd see, oh wow, stop loss here on this sponsor candle. It was a clean sponsor candle. There was a lot of reasoning behind it, and it's still like stop loss still got hit. So I'm wondering like what is going on. Like, this is a clean sponsor candle, it's a clean order block. So now the way I avoid these things, right, is by waiting for lower time frame entries. I wait for the market to get in here, and I want the market to prove to me that it wants to buy from this area, because trust me, if the market wants to buy, if the banks want to buy from this spring of this accumulation, that is a 15-minute order block / sponsor candle, institutional candle, funded candle, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, this clean candle down here, the institutions will prove to you that they want to buy from here every single time. All right, so I want them to prove to me that they want to buy from here. That's as simple as that. I don't want to just put my money on the line on this candle and have no proof whatsoever. Okay. That's how I go about these markets now. Now I feel like that's how a lot of people should go about these markets, because yes, smart money is great, yes, sponsor candles is great, but not every one of them is going to hold. Even the good sponsor candles, even the ones that are legit and confirmed, doesn't mean the market has to hold this, right? This right here was a valid accumulation. There's nothing wrong with this accumulation, but what you have to understand is this accumulation could only have been used for a pullback. A pullback of what? To come test this zone here and for us to continue down. Okay, that could be the case. I'm not saying that is the case, but that could be the case. We can't wrap our heads around what's going on in this market. We can't predict every move that the institutions are doing. All we can do is react. All right, all we can do is react. The institutions are making their moves. All we can do is react to what they're doing. We can't predict it. Okay, so we have to play accordingly. We have to play accordingly, because these institutions are not our friends. You trade smart money. It doesn't matter you trade smart money. They don't want you to win using smart money. Okay, doesn't mean the institutions can't fake you out with smart money, because they have to kind of use it to move the market. But at the same time, it doesn't mean they're gonna want you to win every time. Like, they're not gonna let you just win every single time. Okay, they manipulate the market for a reason, guys. And it's not going to be easy to identify what they're doing every single time. So that's why you have to be patient, and you have to have certain rules and confirmations in order for you to trade these markets. Like, yes, I could possibly took a buy here, but I could potentially avoid taking a loss at the same time. And if the market comes in here and we buy, then yes, I take a win. Right, I took a win because I will be looking for down here on lower time frame, and I'm avoiding the loss, because if I don't see anything here and the market continues down, oh well, right? Oh well. Now once we break this low, I know I can take a limit from here. Now I can take a sell limit, right? So yeah, it's just you guys have to have rules. Just understand you have to have rules. Okay, I think I have two more. CHF JPY. Now, I'll be honest with you. This was a potential limit order, quote unquote, area that you could take a limit from. I wasn't expecting this to happen. This happened Friday. This is what happened Friday. Yeah, this happened. I wasn't expecting this to happen Friday. This happened Friday late, super late, like right before the markets closed. I think like 2 hours before like the markets closed. So this is something I definitely wouldn't have taken. But it happened. Now, what I'm assuming is going to happen is once the market opens up, I really want us to just make a new high, to be honest, because this is a clean area that I want us to hold, and I would love for us to take out this high right here. Regardless or not, I do believe that CHF will continue higher. All right. I dropped a video on this. We were demand zone. You can see this accumulation right here. This is holding a leg towards the upside. So the market reverts back, and I'm expecting a buy from this area for us to create a new high. But especially, I'm trying to get into the market around this area before we start moving. Of course, we want to be in this buy. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Looking forward to see if we can get an entry right here before the market goes to the upside. Now, a possible entry that we could potentially look for, since we came down here, and I don't believe we're gonna go. If we go any lower down here, it's just gonna be like stupid, and that's the market's just gonna continue down if we go any lower. So what we could do is we can look for the typical. Wait for the market to open. Boom, market comes down. Let's say we have edge in session, creates like some type of range like this, and then what do we wait for? London session, right? Manipulation to the downside, back towards the upside. Maybe we take out this high. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. This manipulation right here is what we want to look for. Get inside this manipulation, we buy the market towards the upside. All right, simple setup. And I will be willing to risk my money on a setup like that. I'll be willing to lose like on the setup like that, because I know it's either I win that or I lose that. And if I win it, it's going to be a big time winner. All right, for a small loss, I'll take that win. Like I'll risk, you know, that money for a potential big move all the way up here. All right, any day. So let's move on. USD That's the last market that I'm going to cover. So, and then we'll talk about some cryptos, because crypto market's actually moving and we're starting to see some things. So I'll talk about that and give my outlook on that as well. So excuse me for a minute. All right, so USD right? We have a bullish leg towards the upside. Check out this high, right? Market comes down all the way into like the extreme of this. We didn't invalidate this. We didn't break structure. We held it, right? There is lower time frame accumulations down here. There is a like lower time frame accumulation down here. So for those, sorry, kind of lost my voice right there. For those of you, like I'm saying, if the market wants to buy from an area, it's going to show you that. See this? That's an accumulation. 1, 2, 3 drive move, right? You have the mitigation that happens right here. The market will show you that it's going to buy from an area. So, like I said, we have lower time frame accumulations in here. We even have a reaccumulation. I'm not even going to get into that. We have a lot of things that happen down there on lower time frame. All right. From then on, the market moved up. We came back down. We tested this reaccumulation here. I know because I backtested this while I was looking at it. And then market took off, right? Breaking this high, breaking order flow, which now is signifying to me that market wants to continue higher. Maybe break this lower time frame structure, right? Cool. Then now we distributed, right? So now we essentially have demand, and then we have supply sitting up here. I was looking for a buy opportunity over here. We did not get it. So we did not get that buy opportunity. We did not get what I was looking for in here. We didn't even get like a simple entry here. The market just stopped, and now we're reversing. What's kind of, you know, sticking out to me is the way the market is reversing right now. If we look at this, we look at the momentum, right? So let's compare kind of like this bullish momentum to this bullish momentum. This bullish momentum is weak. So because of that weak bullish momentum, I'm kind of anticipating that we might get a potential sell from here. And that's why I marked out this 210 minute candle right here that I was looking at. So I'll be watching this area for a potential sell. Now, I'm not 100% if we will get a sell from here, but I'm prepared both ways. All right. By that, I mean, I will be looking for a potential sell in here, but in the back of my mind, I know that most likely than not, we could continue higher. So there's two ways to play that. You look for a distribution. If you see a clear distribution, you play the distribution down. But mind you, if the market comes up here, depending on how the market comes inside this area, if we come to the upside and we start giving this kind of move like this, you kind of, it's, I don't know how to explain it, but this always, when you see this, you always see a reaccumulation. So it's kind of like a pattern for a reaccumulation, but I don't want you guys trading patterns. I want you guys to actually see, because there's a different type of reaccumulation that happens as well. And it'll look like this. It'll start out as a distribution. You'll see a 3-jive move. Then the market will move down and start creating this. And then we'll have a reaccumulation. So it looks like a distribution, but it's a reaccumulation. How can you tell the difference? I can't get into that right now. I can't get into that right now, especially for like the public audience and stuff like that. If anybody in the Discord is watching this and you have a question about this and you want me to kind of like go over this, because I believe I went over this inside. Yes, I did, because I remember I covered this a lot. I did. I talked about this a lot in the course on the Discord. So I covered this in the course. You can go. I think it's section 3. Let me see. Section 3, I believe. Yeah, section 3, Wyckoff. I think it's called reaccumulation and redistribution. If I don't remember the name on the top of my head, but reaccumulation and redistribution. I covered this of how you can tell whether it's gonna be a no, it's not called that. I don't know, but it's in that section for sure. I don't know what it's called. I think I covered it in 2 videos actually. Okay, guys. So long story short, right? We're just gonna be looking for first you're gonna look for a potential sell opportunity here, but be careful of the possible buy. All right, you might get a possible reaccumulation from here, and if you do that, you just look for a simple buy towards the upside. All right, that could be a simple buy, or it could be a sell. Just be careful and watch it. You honestly have to watch that one. All right, so that's pretty much it for Forex. Right, let's get into, well, one thing I want to talk about is backtesting. Right, your triple was a good pair to backtest. Speaking to the Discord, and I know I had Diva that backtested this. That's where I sent a lot of the screenshots that you guys see. But it was a good backtest, so I decided to go into it and backtest it myself and see, like, how I would look at it and stuff like that. And I was looking at it, and it's a good pair to actually backtest. It was actually very good. All right, so you can backtest this accumulation that happened recently. This happened the 26th of January. Good little pair to look at, good little backtest to do, just to, kind of sharpen your senses on accumulation and Wyckoff and overall smart money and trading. All right, so crypto. When we talk about crypto, we only have one thing to look at, and that's Bitcoin. All right, so let's zoom out, right? Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay. We have clear market cycle, right? I talked about this, I think, in the last video I uploaded. Accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution. All right, so come back to down here. We test this accumulation zone, and we made a new high. All right, so, and we made a new high. All right. So tell me, what is your origin? This is your origin. This is what started this whole thing. This accumulation is what launched us to go into this reaccumulation and to continue up to eventually make a new high and validating here. Once we did that, the market went to the upside. Now we have 2 areas that we can see a reaction from. The first area is clearly the first area you've seen a reaction from, and that was this reaccumulation, right? Let me put this as one of images. This was the reaccumulation, right? We seen a reaction from here. Now I was anticipating that maybe we could, just take away from here, but that doesn't always happen. That's what I was trying to explain in the last video. We have two areas. We have this middle ground right here, which is the reaccumulation. It's the continuation move, but this is not what the origin is. The origin is down here, meaning once we break this low, that's when we invalidated this whole leg here. We haven't broken this low, which we are still bullish. We are still bullish. Okay, let me repeat that. We are still bullish until we break this low. All right, right now, order flow wise, we have changed bullish as well. And let me go ahead and kind of zoom in and give you my thought and background about that. So as the market is going down, right, as you can see, redistribution, redistribution, redistribution. This is a clear sign. Very, very clear sign, guys. If you want to know who's in charge of the market, whether it be Forex or whether it be crypto, you're going to see it in mostly all the markets, right? Look at the moves. Are we reaccumulating, which means are we continuously buying towards the upside, or are we redistributing? Okay, that's going to tell you if buyers are in control or sellers are in control. Here you can clearly see sellers in control. Redistribution. You see all these redistributions, redistribution, redistribution. Sellers are in control. Now, if I go to the opposite side, what do you see here? Reaccumulation. There's a tiny reaccumulation here, and then we have a huge reaccumulation. A reaccumulation happened here. We have another one that happened here, and then we have this distribution that kicked off and started this to the downside. Now, pose this. If the market continues down, right, this right here is going to be the origin. All of these are going to be decisional point of interest. Okay? I hope you guys are understanding where I'm going with that. All right, so, cool. We're still bullish until we break this low, until we invalidate this demand zone. All right? So, we tapped inside this area, and now we have taken out this supply zone. All right, that's good. That's a good thing, because now that's telling us there was enough buyers here to actually take out some clear supply. That's good. Next, what do we have to do? I want to see us take out this. Once we take out this, I will be confident that we will make a new high. All right, we have to take this out. We have to take that high out. If we do that, I will be confident that we'll make a new high. Plus, you're gonna have a lot of, you know, kind of fundamental things come into it. A lot of hype, a lot of FOMO come into it. Once we start getting back into the 50,000s, right? If Bitcoin goes back into the 50,000s and we start taking out this high, you're going to see a lot of FOMO. And then you're just going to see the market surge, okay? And you're going to see a lot of other things surge. You know, you got the micro craps, you have all the other altcoins, which is what I'm personally going to be looking at to make some better gains than Bitcoin. Because if you're buying Bitcoin here and then you're trying to, you know, target here, you're gonna, you know, maybe gain, you know, a couple X's, maybe I don't know the exact amount, but you're gonna gain, you're gonna have a good percentage gain, but it's not gonna be as much as if you catch a, you know, a smaller coin with a lower cap that has more room for you to make more potential profits. So. And most of these other coins follow Bitcoin. So I guarantee you, if Bitcoin is going towards the upside and everything is buying, everything else is going to be buying. You're going to see all of these other altcoins start buying again. So, I mean, right now, everything is like dirt cheap. I think everything is super cheap right now. And they're getting down to those prices to where it's like, if you buy these things, you can, and Bitcoin actually does what everyone's think it's going to do, and we actually go back and make a new high. That's another leg for potential profits on all those coins. So don't miss out on that. I mean, but it's all dependent on whether, you know, Bitcoin can sustain this and continue doing this. If it doesn't do this, and you're going to see all these other coins follow Bitcoin and start dipping some more, you're going to have a lot of red and stuff like that. So, but what I will say is this is a good sign. This is a very good sign. So just keep a close watch on this. I say keep a very close watch on Bitcoin right now. It's very important to watch it, because now once you see Bitcoin give you that sign and we see more bullish intent, you got to get into these coins. You got to get in before everyone else gets in, okay? Before these take off, because you're going to see a lot of people FOMO in, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get in early, so when all the FOMO happens and the market surges, you can get out with all that profit. Because do not try to get in when the market is trying to surge and you see all the surges. If you're not in already before the market surges, do not try to FOMO in, because then it's going to dump like it did this year, and then you have a lot of people stuck in negative, and you don't want to be stuck in negative. So get in early. Once the market surges and everything goes crazy, get out. All right, simple as that. So that's really all I wanted to cover with you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this market outlook. I'm sorry if it was a little long or I took a little time explaining some things. All right, so I'll see you guys next week. I'll see the Discord in the Discord. I'm supposed to have some sessions this week, right? I'm gonna hold myself accountable to that. I'm supposed to do a live session at least 2 times this week, at least 2 times this week, and we're gonna talk about some things. All right, so I'll see you guys. I'll see the YouTube in another video, but I'll be contacting you guys in Discord. All right, so peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.